This is your daily market review for Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. Hopefully you had a great Memorial Day weekend. Nice to get that little extra day off. We know going into the rest of the week, you got some more data coming. And again, it's the end of the month. Please, if you're new to the channel, check out the education videos about the first and last 3 business days of the month. They can be very pivotal in terms of trends, blow off tops and bottoms. So what do we know going into today? Well, kind of just a up and down day, in my opinion. We know there's ideas that or rumors that Taiwan is being circled by China and their military in time. We know we're going into an election year. We know selling may go away. We know a lot of things. Are we going to see follow through the upside? It's hard to tell. It looks like the market is funneling itself into NVIDIA essentially, while the rest of the market is starting to show weakness in pieces and areas. So let's go through the evidence. Again, define your risk, pick your trades, do the best you can, and in general, be safe, be smart. Don't chase things, please, for the love of all that is holy. If you're new to the Discord channel, check out the description below. The link is there available. Also follow on Twitter, posting a ton of ideas and thoughts on trades. If you're new and you want to chat, hit me up right here, right? Schedule a 20-30 minute chat with me. New to the website, also check that out. I'd save it, bookmark it. Tons of stuff here. Most recent recaps. Got the recommended reading books. Got all the Twitter posts popping up. You have everything here, man. You just let me know. You need the Marcus account. You need to get out of Schwab. Gotcha, dog. Also, too, like you said, back to basics, all on the website or the YouTube channel. Man, there's 52 videos. So if you have a question, want me to do a video, don't hesitate to reach out. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. So we know going into the next Fed meeting, man, it's going to be here before you know it, June 12th. Nothing as of right now. The first rate cut potentially is in September, but 41%. More likely, I mean, this has kind of been changing. It's probably not till November, which is rather ridiculous. So, because in my opinion, I mean, they can't cut right now with inflation the levels they want. And if they do cut, it's usually become because of something bad that's coming out. Black swan event, credit event, some sort of thing going on. Bitcoin, watch the 71,000. Not too much to say there. Oil, we talked about holding support, chopping around. Natural gas, we've talked about this area, watching it. Short term, if you took some profits, it makes total sense, right? So if you have any questions, again, hit me up. I mean, I like natural gas. Again, I like commodities long term. I just think it's going to be easier when the Feds pivot. Dollar, gap down, close at the highs. Bond auction, not so hot, my friend. Not so hot. Opens high, closed low. 30-year auction did not go well. And that's, to me, why I think you got to be careful with the market. VIX, check this out, right? Making higher highs and higher lows. I mean, this candle we talked about, again, I think I reset my computer without saving, so I'm going to put the arrows back in, but I said that was probably going to be the bottom. VIX, we talked about this bottoming before the VIX. So far, so good. SPY, up, down, up, down, up, down all day. We talked about inside days. This big candle here, yeah, it didn't save. All of this candle here matters. Keep an eye on it. Because if we get a big gap down, I don't think we're going to go anything but lower. And if we gap up, I'd be watching the intraday action to confirm. QQQ holding up with NVIDIA, chopping around. IWM lagging again. This is what we talk about. When the IWM starts lagging, be careful. 20 days so far holding. Looks like it's about to give. DIA, a lot of these down names not looking so hot. Double top, clear as day. So, if you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Gold, put a post out there today. Not surprised. Again, chop around the 20-day. I'd be watching this 8 and 10-day cross. It feels like an M top. Silver holding up pretty well. Today's action, again, I mean, this is confusing. Now, again, confusing is part of the market, right? Like, if you're looking for certainty, don't trade the market. Silver's action today, keep an eye on it. Because if it breaks out, cool, then you can confirm it. Miners, talked about this, like if you shorted up near the highs, not a bad idea. If you got stopped out, cool. This gap down to me was kind of worrisome, but we said, hey, you got to watch the channel lows 20 days. So far it held, so just keep an eye on this stuff. It could chop sideways. GDXJ, same kind of thing. Same kind of thing. Same kind of thing. Chopping around. I mean, if you're paying attention to this stuff and you have a itch to do something amazingly big, okay, just be thoughtful, please. Please, 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 please. I just look at this and I go, I don't know. I don't know. AEM. Thought about this one holding up. 20-day. AG. This one has been lagging. Talked about that, right? Like silver's back near the highs and it's $1 off. It doesn't make sense. Newmont, right? Here you go. Making, I don't know, broke out, gave it back. I mean, watching the 43 level. PAAS. This one's been holding up pretty damn well. If anyone's been holding strong, it's the PAAS man. So hit me up if you got questions. Again, I think these are going to be hard to really identify exactly the best trade near term. Again, I like the idea when the Feds pivot. So Taiwan semi, we talked about this, posted today, said watch a 3-day range here. If China's circling, somebody knows something. Keep an eye on it. Micron holding up pretty darn well. Yeah, new highs. Interesting candle though. Again, keep an eye on it because again, here's the thing: like this formation could be a pivot point. Keep an eye on that. AM Dizzle, the AMD 100-day chopping around. NVDA, this is what we talked about, like letting it play out, selling outside of the like way out in the money. Long dated calls. Okay, define your risk. I mean, this gap, I mean, this is just runaway action. 760 up to 1160, essentially. Is this sustainable? Nope. SMCI, chopping around. Left shoulder, right shoulder, head, just playing the games. Intel, I know people getting excited about this. I'm like, just leave it, man. Just leave it. And if that's the retest, great. That's great. I personally, again, long term, have no desire in playing with it. I mean, to me, it's still overvalued. SMH popped up with NVIDIA today. Keep an eye on this because, again, these gaps can be traps. Like gaps at lows, gaps at highs can be traps. Just keep an eye on it. Adobe, saw this one was down and then rally back. Holding trend. Apple looked like it was going to make new highs and then it gave it back up. Now you've got a multi-day range up here. I think you can see very clearly. This is the go stop point. Like, it's going higher or it's not. The Amazon, right? We talked about this double topping, breaking below the 20-day. It just, even though the color is green, it looks like a double top, y'all. Meta, we've talked about this area being resistance. Oh, man, I got to pull all this stuff over. Worth a watch. Absolutely put this on your radar. CRM has earnings coming up tomorrow after the close. Man, it's holding at the lows. This one's a tough one. I mean, going into earnings, I'd just 10 cuidado. Be careful. Guggenheim broke over highs. Watch this 175. Has to hold. Mr. Softy breaks out, right? New highs, but it seems to be, I apologize, I did none of this say, but I mean, it seems to be holding in this area. So keep an eye on that. It's not very fun. NDAQ, as we talked about, the NASDAQ exchange is not the future. Ugh. And then it gives it, again, I mean, I think this is the future of pain. In my opinion, this stuff is going to get slammed. Keep an eye on it. Again, it's just, I wish it was going to happen tomorrow, right? MicroStrategy. I don't know my stuff saved. Yep. Watch this area. Watch the 1700. I apologize. Netflix and chill. Netflix and spill. Netflix and grill. I don't know. We talked about this multi-day range holding up here now. Watch it. Watch it. Roblox. Oversold. Bounces. Chopping around. I don't see anything. Pan W. Man, this is a tough one if you're bullish. Based on its earnings reaction, yeah. I mean, it keeps getting stuck in this 320s. And then you engulf bar down. You got to hold this 120-day cross. Just keep it simple. Tesla, this thing's been hitting 100-day and rejection. I mean, this is what it worries me about. Like NVIDIA, it does the same thing. It blows out and then it becomes sideways action. DKNG, congrats, my friends. Congrats. We talked about this being toast. Near term, maybe a little oversold. I don't know. Peak betting is over. Airbnb. Chop. Holding the 200-day. I mean, I'd be watching this candle. Probably lines up with the 20-day in the future. See what happens there. Costco has earnings after the close Thursday. Holding up pretty damn well. Don't step in front of that. Starbucks, we talked about, is due for a dead cat bounce. We'll see. It's probably going to chop around. That's what I had to guess. Federal Express. Man, look at that. Gaps up and then it's not stuff you expect if the economy's strong. Caterpillar, 20-day. Talked about this in a post today, like needed to hold 20-day. It did not. That could be, to me, considered bearish. Bearish. New core. Uh-oh. You got to hold 168s. X, nice rally. I mean, again, we talked about, like, I personally think that they will get bought out at some price. It's just what is the right price. Holds 35, 36, then it probably holds up. If it doesn't, again, commodities could get slammer jammed. VALE, same kind of thing. Like, I don't trust chasing these names. Copper holding up, Arrow. But this gap down, we saw it in some of the other copper names. Just keep an eye on it. CCJ, again, I don't like the Goldman upgrade at the highs. He had another wick today. I was watching this going, that is not what you want to see near term. Like, you got to get over that 55 area essentially. CF, again, we like ag long term, but just let them chop around. Chop around. NTR, same kind of thing, right? Chop around. Aaron, I mean, this has been holding up pretty well. I mean, we'd like aluminum, but when you zoom out, you're like, man, these things have gotten cooked. Could it be just like oversold bounces? You're coming into resistance. 10 cuidado. That's all I can say on that. XLF we talked about today. Posted got to hold 41. Zuh. New lows. Uh-oh. Double top again. Financials hold the key to the future, right? The market will follow the financials. JP Mo said they're not buying back stock. Morgan Stanley was like, man, this thing's $100. Get out of here. Blow off top potentially. We'll see. If you see a retest, holler. Bank of America, chopping. Multi-day chop, right? Very choppy. Keep an eye on that. Goldman Sachs, we talked about if you have a Marcus account, new 52-week highs and then chopping. I mean, looks safe to me. Carry, again, the Marcus account. I don't know about the stop. We talked about the carry breaking out, filling some, like, trying to fill gaps. Gives it right back. And you got to be careful. XBI, again, here's another, like, risk-on name. Talked about the double bottom, and then it's just slowly melty. Solar got some, AI hype in it. Okay, cool. Over the 200-day. Today's candle is definitely an anomaly. High volume, tight action. Keep an eye on this. Because if it's going to pull back, then that was distribution. If it's a more accumulation, then man, maybe they got some higher. And again, this is one of the things like Sedge, EMPH. I mean, we've warned, please don't chase these at the lows. Let them play out and pop if that's what they need to do. First Solar says they're going to start doing AI. Again, I really don't know what the freak that means. So again, if you want to short it, you be my guest. Man, that is very overbought, like stretched. So worst case scenario is probably going to chop. You might be able to sell like the 300 calls and just hang out. HYG, watching this today, corporate debt, open high, closed low. Uh-oh, better hold 76. Oil, not surprised, oversold, right? Chopping around, pops. UNG, again, I don't like the UNG at all. KOLD, again, I'd prefer to see this thing up in the, we talked about this. You're going to have to, this thing decays. So some bounce up in the 50s, 60s, holler. That's probably the best. XOP, talked about this being oversold, chopping around, but the 20-day is the key. 20-day is the key. And now oversold meaning like, hey, near term. CVE, we talked about this one, holding up, chopping around. Really not much to say. Chop, fizz. Valero, chopping around, right? We talked about the gasoline names leading down. Now they're chopping. MPC, same kind of thing. This thing's barely gotten any legs. Any sea legs. ExxonMobil, thought it was going to break out. It's an interesting formation down here because you got a multi-day range and a 113 level hold. Keep an eye on it because, again, there might be an up trade here. Oversold. Or if it fails, an easy short. Occidental, we talked about this thing being stuck in the range. Don't do anything with it. Sell calls, sell puts. That's very simple until something changes. EQT, again, we like these names longer term because I think we'll be natural gas exporters. But look at this. Here's an example of a big move that needs to be digested, and it's hard. Flex LNG, and last but not least, again, because I think we'll be natural gas exporters coming into some of these levels. So if you have any questions going the rest of the week, let me know. I know we got bigger data, GDP on Thursday. It's going to come in, right? The GDP is supposed to weaken quarter over quarter. It's supposed to go from like 3 point something or whatever it was, 3% something plus last quarter down to 1.6. We know the economy's slowing. We know housing's slowing. I hear it every day. I'm on the phone with people constantly. And this, what the market is not necessarily the economy. That's why you got to be careful here. So if you're trading around this, be careful. Please do your due diligence and define your risk. Do not trust anything. All right, if you have any questions about real estate, trying to buy, sell, invest, and you need an agent, please, for the love of all that's holy, let me help you out. I would love it. You get 2 agents for the price of 1, able to guide you along the way. And again, it's not going to be easy potentially. There's a lot going on in the markets. And if you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here. Love you guys. Have a great afternoon. Hope you had a great weekend as well. Talk to you soon.